So I'm an associate account manager at VMware, and I was a graduate last year. And so I guess the topic that I'll be talking more around is, what's it like to be a woman in a technical world, and where does VMware play in that, I guess. All right, then I'm going to keep moving. Okay, so I thought, I'd quickly talk about my graduate journey at VMware. I thought I'd just splatter a few photos on there. So, this was the like my graduate cohort, including the years prior to us. This is me in a meeting environment. And if you look at the pictures, you can see that, in some places there are more males than females. But in saying so, I've never felt that way. Only when I do look at the photos, I'm like, oh wow, there is that. You can see that. And then as a graduate, we've in the ISR team that I'm part of, we've got a lot of like team building activities. So we have this cooking activity that we participated in. This is myself and the business development representatives. Look how tiny I look next to all these boys. But then I was also able to host a tech for good session, where I was lucky enough to host our CEO. So the amount of opportunities presented to you as a graduate here at VMware is honestly endless. So it helps you build yourself from day one. And I guess very quickly I could say, as part of going through the graduate training, being my 6 months as an associate ISR, never have I felt that I was alone, in the sense that there was too many males or anything like that. Nothing, like, you never feel different at VMware. Everyone is open and very inclusive, which is one of our Epic 2 values. So that's a little bit about, I guess, my grad journey. If no one has any questions, then I'm going to move forward. And also maybe I could tell you a little bit as well, that I came from a non-technical background. So I'm actually a financial, so I graduated in business with a major in finance. So I have nothing to do with IT, don't even know what that's about, or didn't know what that was about really. So this example I give, people often laugh, but so in the financial world, CIO is a chief investment officer. Whereas in the IT industry, CIO is the chief information officer. Very, very different. But as an ISR, I'd be contacting they'd be asking me to contact a lot of CIOs, and I'd be thinking they're going, in my early days, why are we contacting an investment officer for an IT, initiative or an IT project? So, that's sort of the background I came from. But, with all the training that VMware provides, the amount of support, I'm able to speak, with using technical terms to, customers and partners. So there's a lot of support. That's all I guess I'd like to say. All right, moving forward. So when I joined, or before joining VMware, back when I was at uni, I thought IT was about this, right? All this coding stuff, all these, like, in my opinion, all these boring things that I'd never get my head across or I'd never be interested in. And so I never went down that path. I just thought, it's not me. I don't know what the hell this is. And all I thought was just computer things, But now that I've moved into the tech industry, it's a whole different world. My perception has definitely changed, because it's not about coding. It's not about, this sort of stuff that you see. It's about transforming industries, especially now during the, COVID days, right? Everyone needs to use technology to I guess move around now, whether that's in an education environment, a health environment, everybody needs technology. And that's where we come in. And that's now what my perception of tech is, how transforming the power of technology, which I hadn't seen when I was at uni. And and I wanted to show a short video. Should I do that, Kalani? Like I wanted to share a video.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Yeah, sure. I mean, no one's on the call yet, but we are recording it, so we'll still share it.
Yeah, just because of that, I'll do it. Let me see where I am. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so this video,
Can't hear anything.
can't it like change? You know, just by looking at it, you just see how transformative technology is. Interesting.
What we can do is we can share the video up separately, Beza.
Yeah, okay, not a problem. We'll do that then.
And we've got Ramit on the call as well. So welcome, Ramit. Beza just is going through a little bit more about her story at VMware. So just so you're across what's happening.
Okay.
Thanks for the session. Yeah, I actually had a question, if I may ask. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
So my background is basically in electronics and communication engineering, but I'm currently studying international business in my master's, and I'm an international student. And I was wondering if I could, apply for any of the opportunities in VMware as an intern or for a grad program as international.
Yeah, unfortunately, I get asked this question a lot and I hate answering it every single time. But unfortunately, our grad program is permanent, which means we hire our grads on a permanent level. So for that reason, we require permanent working rights.
No worries. Thanks for it.
Yeah, but look, just to emphasize here as well, Ramit,
Yeah.
and you probably missed the earlier sessions, but VMware is a global company. We're located over 100 locations across the globe. So maybe Australia has that restriction around the visa, but you know, if you've got, I'm not sure what your plan is, but if you are looking for, you know, roles in back in your hometown or somewhere else, the likelihood is that we do have we have offices in those locations as well. So if you are genuinely interested in VMware, there's definitely lots of options.
Sure. Thanks. I'll definitely check out those opportunities. Absolutely. Thank you.
No worries.
All right, so moving along. Yeah, so I was just talking about how my perception of tech changed once I actually entered into the industry and how transformative, you know, technology is really is, you know, for the world that we're living in today. And there's a lot that we can do and leverage in being in that industry. All right, so that's around, you know, my perception of tech changing. And lastly, you know, just as a, I know Kalani, you spoke about it a bit more, but you know, being a female in the tech industry, I haven't been to any other company besides VMware, but you know, just being at VMware, like I said, just to reiterate, I never had any issues. It's a very inclusive culture, and I never felt as females we never feel I guess secluded or nothing like that. You know, every opportunity is open to everybody. You know, there's an equal pay policy. It's been chosen as VMware was chosen as one of the best women employees of the year, which is an amazing thing. And yeah, all I over my graduate journey, my year this year as well, you know, there's always things to do, opportunities presented for you to grow personally and professionally. Yeah, but yeah, that's a bit around, you know, how I guess my journey is at VMware and still continuing. And I'm definitely looking forward to what's to come.